Now, to get our shadow branch, always remember, this is what you're going to do. Now, your formula, this is where your formula comes in. This is where your formula comes in. Always remember that our branch, you always remember that 25.4 is always our constant. That is our diameter. Now, this is what we do. That is 30 times 25.4, which will give us 762. 762. Now, 762. Then you divide it by 2 for us to get our branch, or should I say radius. To get our branch, that's 762. Then 762 divided by 2, which is equals to 381. Therefore, 381 become our radius. Radius 381. Now, for us to get our header, now this is what we are going to do. 40 inches times 40 times 251. This is equals to 1016. Now, 1016 divided by 2, which will give us 508. Which will give us 508. 508. Therefore, this becomes our 508 becomes our radius. Outer radius. Now, hope you understand. So for us to get this, always remember that this formula applies. Always apply. Now, this 30 times 25.4. Now, we are calculating for the branch. This is our BIR as branch. Now, this 30 multiplied by 25.4. This is a constant. This 25.4 is a constant. In engineering, in standard, that is it's a standard. It's a standard, which is our diameter, the diameter of the pipe. Now, this is 762. Now, when you divide it by 2, you always divide it by 2. In case of you have any question, you can still drop it on the comment section, then I promise to reply you. Now, you divide it by 2, it will give you 381. Now, to get our header, you do 40 times 25.4, which will give us 116 millimeter. It's always a milli. Always remember that in engineering, in fittings, we deal with milli. It becomes 116 millimeter. Then you divide it by 2. Then you give us 508. Then that is our radius, outer radius. Now, always remember that for you to get the degree of the center line using the 16 line, remember that you always divide the angle. Remember that an angle on a pipe is always 360 degree. Angle on a pipe is 360 degree. Put it at the back of your mind. Angle on a pipe is 360. Now, this 360 using our 16 lines. Now, let's do this together. Now, using 16 lines, that is 360 divided by 16, which will give us 22.5. 22.5. Now, 22.5. Now, adding it, our number one answer. Remember, you will do it in 16. Since it's 16 line, you add it, you continue adding it until you get 360. Always remember that an angle on a pipe is always 360 degree. Okay, let's do this together. Then our number one, that is 22.5 plus 22.5, which equals to 45. 45. Then you bring down this 45. 45 plus 22.5, which will give us 67.5, equals to 67.5. Then you bring down this 67.5. You continue doing it that way until you get your 360. That is the angle of a pipe. Remember, an angle on a pipe is always 360. That is the standard. Okay, remember this. Make sure you follow me up on my social handle. I am Nollywood youngest award-winning producer, your celebrity producer, Elderyoung Movies Resource. Remember this as we keep on proceeding. Now, 67.5 plus 22.5, which equals to 90. It will give us 90. That is when you add 67.5 plus 22.5, it will give you 90. Now, you bring this 90 down to a number 4. You keep on adding. You keep on adding until you get the 360. Even if you are using 14 lines, we still get the same thing. And we still use 14 lines. Then we still arrive on the same answer. Now, 90 plus 22.5, which is equals to 112.5. 112.5. Now, 112.5 plus 22.5, which equals to 135. 135. Now you bring down your 135. 135 plus 22.5, which is equals to 157.5. 157.5. Now, 157.5 plus 22.5, which will give us 180. 180. Now, 180 plus 225, which is equals to 202.5. 202.5. Now, 202.5 plus 22.5, which is equals to 225. 225. Now, 225 plus 22.5, which will give us 247.5. 247.5. 247.5. Always remember, you keep on adding. You keep adding until you get 360. Hope you understand what I'm talking about. So let's keep going on. Number 11. Then you put 247.5 plus 22.5, which will give you 270. 270. Now 270 plus 22.5, which is equals to 292. 292.5. 292.5. Which 292.5 plus 22.5, which is equals to 315. 315 plus 22.5, which is equals to 337.5. 337.5. Then our 15th line, 337.5 plus 22.5, which is equals to 360. 360. Our number 16 remain 360. 360 degree. Now, look at this. Getting our center line, our 360, that is, always remember that in pi branch, remember that an angle on a pipe is 360 degree. Now, to get our line, to get our 360, using our center line by 16, using our 16 lines, using our 16 line, this is how we do it. Now, the first one, 360 divided by 16 will give us 22.5. The reason, since it's something that you are adding, now this 22.5, you have to multiply it by 2. You have to add by 2. When you add it by 2, when you do 22.5, that is 22.5 plus 22.5, which is 45. Now, you bring down this 45 here. 45 plus 22.5, it gives you 675. 67.5. Everything is in milli. That is how you keep on adding until you get our 360. You understand? So, thank you and God bless you. My next video, I'll be showing you how to calculate your matra and shadow. Thank you. Remain blessed and God bless you.